it's time for us to go ahead and open up to an audience Q&A.
Wonderful.
However, I can answer 2 questions for you right off the bat. No, we're not announcing Alan Wake 2 or Max Payne 4. Everything else.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Anything else, you guys can go ahead, line up. That mic is live. Tell us your name and then go ahead and ask a question.
Hello. My name is Maria. I came all the way from Russia.
Wonderful. Welcome.
It's actually my 8th Comic-Con, but that doesn't matter.
It would have been a much shorter trip to Finland.
I know.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
As it happens, I got you here, and I'm really glad because I love your games, love Remedy. I started playing since Death Remedy.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the question. You stated that with Control you're going for a more sandbox kind of a game. And I wanted to know if maybe you kind of included the signature Remedy in-game TV series or in-game radio, and you already stated that there will be some music. Birds on the phone?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a natural thing that when in Control, a lot of the story is to be discovered through the world. Then elements that yes we've used before, be it in-game televisions, be it radios, be it the use of music as a storytelling device. Certainly, that's part of this experience. Not ready to announce any specific songs or anything, but yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See, you guys have matching pins. Can I get one too?
Yeah, this is, we are part of the bureau, so I don't know. I don't know if we have any. Do we?
What was the question?
Pins.
He likes the pins.
Pins. We have hats.
I'll take a hat.
You can have my pin.
Really?
Yes, yes, you can. Here you go. Welcome to the bureau.
Hi,
Hello.
my name is Matt, and I just wanted to say thank you for Max Payne. When I played that, not only did it make my computer want to explode, but it was just,
Sorry.
but it was just, I'm like, oh my God, I get to be Chad and Fat, basically. And thank you for voicing Max, because 10 seconds in the movie was the best thing about the movie. And,
It was.
Thanks
it was.
for
Yes.
listening.
and thank you for Alan Wake, great game. I still haven't played Quantum Break because I don't have an Xbox One yet. Please tell me this will be on PS4.
Yeah, I mean, this is multi-platform. Control is coming out on Xbox, on PlayStation, and PC.
And this is definitely a day one purchase for me. Your games rock. End of story. They're either glasses or running like college with a flashlight. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
How you guys doing? This is a question, I guess, for Sam and then for you guys also. You wrote Alan Wake and Max Payne as the games. They pretty much spent a lot of their dialogue that just were in their minds. It was kind of like they narrated the entire game. How was that transitioning from that to kind of I guess leaving that focus of the player character narrating everything?
Well, so did I understand correctly that kind of, why step away from that, or? We haven't stepped away from that. I feel that voiceover narration of the main character is a brilliant tool of getting the player into the mind and kind of into the style of the main character. I very much try to reinvent it for our games. With each new game. Obviously, yeah, Max Payne, kind of a genre thing to have that hard-boiled, private eye type of a narration there. For Alan Wake, it was, a different thing, while being a similar thing. The whole Alan Wake essentially is a novel he has written that has come true, so he's a storyteller reading that book to you, in a way. In Quantum Break, it wasn't in that big of a role, but we still had, Jack being interviewed by Monarch, and that kind of took the role of the narration at least a bit. We are doing voiceover narration of the main character that is Jesse in Control, and trying to find a new angle to it once again, and it's gonna be more fragmented, more stream of consciousness, almost like hearing Jesse's thoughts, as it were, in some cases. And yes, it's going to be weird as well in some ways, because it seems to be the case that at least at times we are breaking the fourth wall, and Jesse kind of seems to be addressing you, the player, at times, but it's all, of course, tied to the mysteries that you discover along the way, what's going on.
And it was just for the guy who plays Alan.
Yeah.
Matt, yes.
It's okay. It's okay. I respond to Alan. I'll answer to Alan.
Yeah, how...
By the way, I like your shirt. That's Alan Wake's shirt.
Yes.
Pretty fly, man.
And there is a time travel T-shirt underneath. Yeah.
But yeah, how is it to play as you're narrating mostly in Alan and Max, and then to become I guess a third party where you're not really doing that?
It's the same. It's the same. It's like you're acting. So. There's more to say when you're narrating, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And you can really kind of lean into it. So yeah, it's what you would think it would be.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey, my name is Thomas. My question is the game is very ambitious. When I was watching the gameplay, I was like showing my wife, I was like, there's all these things to do, and like how he fought and moved around. Has there been anything that you kind of come across and like, oh man, we've got to kind of pull that back because we've kind of gotten over our heads? I'm not saying you have. I'm just saying, has there been anything you're like, man, I would like to do this more, but I can't because I've already put so much into the gameplay as far as the game, making sure to also have a narrative into it.
Well, I mean, games are, games. A lot of things fit into a single game, and we started out Control as a slightly different approach because we want to, keep it fresh, make it exciting, try out new things. We kind of went into this gameplay first, and that might sound weird, like, well, you are making games, isn't that how it's done? For us, the story and characters have often come very early on. Here we wanted to define the gameplay experience first. What are we after? And create a deeper action game experience than maybe ever before in a Remedy game. Not maybe, create a deeper action game experience, with multiple elements going on, supernatural powers that you are unlocking, upgrading, the mystical service weapon that you saw in the trailer that Jesse has, that has different forms and upgrades of its own. And dynamic destructibility of the environments and all kinds of enemies with supernatural abilities of their own, and creating this complex sandbox of action gameplay. And then on top of that, kind of creating this large world for you to explore. Those were kind of the pillars and starting points. And then coming up with the story for this, coming up with the story that would support this and work well with this, and kind of come up with the characters and the whole concept of the bureau. But a lot of things fit into a single game, and then it's more just discovering kind of the pace and pacing of these experiences. I feel that there are, in action game, there are always opportunities for both the action side and the story side, and you know, they can work together really well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
How you guys doing? My name is Edward, and my main question kind of goes around in terms of the plot. Like you mentioned, a lot of it revolves around the human mind and interpretation. And I know we've had movies like that in the past, sort of like Inception, if you will. But video games haven't really had that. And I know sometimes with gaming, we have this need to kind of do like hand-holding, if you will, to kind of guide people through the story. What do you say to those who kind of go into that game either expecting that or are unsure how they want to go about it? Because I know a lot of the, as you mentioned, a lot of the story revolves around what they think the story should be. So how do you kind of relate that to like gamers who haven't really gone through that before?
Well, welcome to the ride. Yeah, no hand holding in control. And yes, I mean, traditionally we've done a more linear experience. And with that comes a lot of hand holding. You know, you are going essentially from one story moment to the next. Here we just wanted to create, you know, this is once again a funny thing to say about a game, but more player-driven experience, where you as the player decide which mysteries you want to pursue in this world. And also, we are hoping that because it's fragmented, because there are all kinds of clues and secrets here to be discovered, that we can get the community to come together. Like, you know, somebody finds something, they have a theory that this means this, and I'm trying to solve this. But somebody else maybe finds another piece of the mystery, and you know, talking about it online, they can figure out then the solution to this.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Sam.
Hey.
Again. Earlier today, I got a chance to talk with you guys, and I asked Courtney if Jessica had an iPod, what songs would be on it. Since I thought that was a good question, I thought I'd ask the other two. Courtney, again, I just want to say again. So if your character had iPods, what songs do you think would be on them?
Yeah, as I said earlier, you know, I think Jessie is, because her past is very out there and very untraditional to everyone's normal reality. I said, you know, as an actor, actually, I like listening to the songs that I think my character would listen to. I do that when I go to auditions. I do that when I'm in a role. It just kind of helps me, it immerses me in deeper into a role. So I had already thought about this, and I said, you know, more like Marilyn Manson and, you know, the Killers, or, you know, anything that was more rock, but had a very eccentric aspect to either the performance or the song itself. I think that's definitely, those are the things that would be on Jessie's iPod. I said iPod.
So how does it sound like from karaoke perspective, Matt? You know, Marilyn Manson, Killers.
His music is going to be quite eclectic. It'll be, you know, from Verdi to, you know, Little Red Corvette. So that's probably what he'll have.
Wonderful.
On his iPod.
I don't know. I haven't thought about that for Trench. That's a great question. I don't even, maybe something like The Doors, The End, or The Soft Parade. Just over and over.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah.
it's directed towards Courtney. So I am a huge fan of The Bold and the Beautiful, and Sally
Woo!
is my absolute favorite character. I watched since the episode where she was first introduced, and I just love your acting so much, and you just make that show such a joy to watch, and you're my favorite.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. I really appreciate it. Thanks for
And
watching.
my mom says hi. She loves you too. She's
Oh, tell your mom hi. We'll tell her I said hi. Yeah, of course. Thank you.
All right, we've got time for 2 more, so you guys will be it. Then we'll open up for the signing.
The elements of this game thematically have been compared to the speculative fiction of New Weird. Are there any specific authors or pieces of fiction that inspired this game?
Yes, certainly. I mean, one book and writer that definitely was something that I was reading quite early on, thinking about Control, and our game director, Mikael Kasurinen, who is very much a vision holder in this as well. We were, James Vandermeer's Annihilation is a great book, and there was the movie as well. One other book that comes to my mind, one of my all-time favorites is Mark Danielewski's House of Leaves, which is a really, really great book, and certain echoes certainly maybe to be seen in this one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brian. You mentioned before that the sort of initial thoughts on this game was to focus on gameplay, and I wonder if focusing on that has led you thinking about including multiplayer in this game, possibly? Just curious.
Control is a single-player experience. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.